Hi there. It's been a while since I last made a video, about a year, I suppose. And I guess some of you have been wondering if anything is still going on with this game that I was working on, called Grunn, which is basically a survival horror game, uh, PlayStation 1 style survival horror game set in a city in the north of the Netherlands. Hence the name Grunn, which is the way the locals call this specific city. And yeah, I haven't worked on it for about a year. And I thought, let's make an update video now on the status of this game so you guys, those few followers that I have that are interested in this project know what the status is, and you could have some hope of this actually coming out at some point in the future. Um, so basically, life happened, and I kind of lost motivation at some point last year. At that time, I was working a lot on these 3D models, on building this little city, and I was very happy with it. I was struggling though with the code, and I had this guy, very nice guy, Danny Arcadia. Check out his game on Steam called Lake Haven. It just released last week. He helped me with the code before, but at some point I wanted to continue working on it myself. I just didn't get it. I had little to no background in code, and even though he tried teaching me, it was just way too sophisticated, because instead of starting with a simple 2D game learning code, I immediately jumped into this with no prior experience. I'm a total fool, I know. I just really loved what I was doing. I just couldn't do it. So I've been spending months and months and months feeling annoyed about it, and I haven't done anything until about 1 month ago. I suddenly felt the motivation to work on this project again. And I am redoing a lot of things that I was doing before, or that I made before. What you see here right now is an incredibly messy project in Unity, which is the old project. And basically right now I'm just using it to see what things would look like in the engine. So I dump in a lot of new designs that I'm making in Blender. I dump it right into this project to see how it would look. It makes absolutely no sense. But once I got all the elements done, I will restart this whole project from zero and rebuild everything so that it's not messy anymore, and it all looks good. So basically, what happened in the last month or so? The church is still the same as it was, because I absolutely love it. I don't think I need to change it. It's an incredibly big church that I've spent weeks and weeks making many months ago. So that one is what it was. The houses, I haven't yet added any to it. Still just the same three houses over and over. I have to make new houses. I still have this van that I made that is, well, that was drivable. It's no longer. So that script broke. And but what I did make new is this fire truck, and I think it's really cool. So I'm in play mode right now, but I'm in the scene view because I also broke the camera system. So I'm just, roaming around just to show you things very quickly. But this is a fire truck that I've been working on a week or two ago. I think it came out pretty well. So I think it really adds a lot of atmosphere to the scene. The lighting also is reflected on the nearby environment. I think it's really cool. So that's a new thing that I made. Also, what I want to show you is this. This was one of the characters that I made sometime September, I think 2021, and I was very happy with how she looked. I was working on this kind of health bar system that when you shoot her or if the enemy attacks her, that her health would go down and she would eventually pass away. But I broke that code too, and I've been practicing with Blender in the last couple of weeks. I didn't like the design anymore, so I made a new design for her, which looks like this. And I actually believe that my skills have improved significantly compared to what it was a year or so ago. This looks much better. she's not done yet. I still need to texture like the legs and the hands, for instance, and make a couple of improvements here on these edges, hard edges. I want to fade it a bit better. But compared to what I had before, I think this looks so much better. I'm very happy with this result. She's not in the engine yet. Well, part of her is. I'll show you in a minute. But this is a new design that I made like in the last 2 weeks or so. Very happy with it. So she's gonna replace this character. Then we also have the player that I created in 2021. I was very happy with how he looked. But since my skills have improved, at least I'd like to think so, I also created a new character for the main character. A new model, I should say. So this is the new model for the main character. I think it's an absolute improvement to what it was. So he's gonna be in the game soon too. I just need to, I have rigged him. So he's got a rig right now, but he's not animated yet. So I need to animate him first, and then I can dump him into the engine so that you can start playing as this character instead of this one right here. You can also see that I have created a train in the last few weeks, including a platform and some signs, and these are like typical Dutch check-in things that you find in train stations. Basically, you hold a cart in front of it, you hear a nice beep sound, and then you can check in. I created these signs, no departure information available, because there's a zombie outbreak, so no trains. I created this sign, which says the city name, Groningen, which is the real name of this city that the locals called Grunn, hence the name of the game. I created this sign, which says there are no trains because a person got hit, which is of course a zombie. So that's what I created. I was working on the rails, that's why the train is a bit too high from the platform. It's supposed to be lower, but I was trying to figure out how to do the rails. So I am gonna improve that one. I created these fences that are transparent, which is really cool, I think, with barbed wire. I got this sign, which says you're not allowed to go here. So that's what I created. Here you can see what I meant. So part of her is in the engine. This is already an older version of the model that I created, and this is the guy that I created. He's just very stiff because there's no animations on him yet. So that's basically what I have done in the last month or so. So things are starting to come together. Also the train, I am working on the inside of the train, which is gonna be a different scene when basically I got these, you walk through this doorway, it's black, and then basically a new scene will open up just like the old Resident Evil games. And then I just put it here for convenience. I still need to texture most of it. It has 2 floors, and basically this is kind of the layout. But this is also already an old version. I was working on something in Blender. As you can see, I have already added some stickering. I added some garbage bins and some whatever you call these baskets for newspapers and all that. I got a little teddy bear going on. I got some newspapers and some some McDonald's nuggets here and there. There's nuggets and cups and all that. And there's some smokes, cups with coffee in it. There's garbage bins with stuff sticking out. There are some bags up there, which is a combination of 3D objects as well as some flat objects, because I'm lazy like that, So yeah, this is starting to look really cool, I think. It's just not in the engine yet, but I think once this is done, I will add it to Unity, and then you'll be able to walk around in the train as well. And yeah, that's basically how far ahead I am with the project. I'm currently learning coding every single day. I'm doing all kind of tutorials to get better at it. But for now, of course, it's gonna still take a long time for this game to be done. I am reducing the scope though. I'm reducing it to just this little area. I'll allow the player to get into the church and maybe 3 or 4 houses. I will allow you to go into the train. and I will probably at the beginning of the game create a house and a little car driving area, and that's gonna be the world that is gonna take place in. For now, unless I suddenly get really good at it and get a lot faster results. But my real challenge right now is coding, which is gonna take most of the time because I have to learn everything. But I hope that you still have hope in my project. I'm still very passionate about it, and I still think it looks really amazing. So yeah, let me know what you think. If you have any feedback, if you have any good ideas for my game, if you want to help out or whatever, let me know. Or just give me some compliments or whatever to motivate me to keep going. Anything works. Give me some critique to help me grow, to help me improve. It's all good. And for now, that's it. Sorry for not editing this video. I would rather spend the time working on the game instead of like cutting the video up in pieces and editing all that. So yeah, thank you so much for checking out this video, and see you hopefully in just a couple of weeks for another update. All right? Thanks guys. See ya.